All right, y'all. So, yeah, remembering the times when I was at the intersection. Just remembering those times when I was I got hit by a car. Not only that, but I got hit by there's a lot of marks that day. The guy that was in the car. His name was Mark, and the car was a Lincoln Mark, and they look like, you type in Lincoln Mark, they look like trucks. So that was the car that ended up taking me out. And yeah, I broke my neck on the windshield, and I my leg broke in three different places. So yeah, my right leg broke in three different places. I definitely don't remember the accident. Only last thing I remember was, passing the CD store, looking up in the sky, and that was my last memory. That was my last memory that I remember. And then after that, I just woke up in the hospital. But from what I saw, from what the witness was telling me that I when he called me on the phone, and he basically told me about he told me basically what was going on as far as my accident. He pretty much said that I was crossing the street, and he said that the guy was trying to beat the light. He was trying to beat the light, and he was going about 60 plus. He was going about 60 plus, and unfortunately, we both collided. Yeah, we both collided, and that's the reason why I woke up in the hospital. I was, paralyzed from the neck down, but it's just by the grace of God that I was able to have two angels, you know, by my side that day. One coming out of the Bell Lock Diner, and was able to resuscitate me, keep me breathing so that I can go into the helicopter. They could fly me off to shock trauma. So I was very, very fortunate that that nurse was there, and I was very, very you know very blessed, and I definitely wanted to get the moment to tell that nurse thank you. Because if it wasn't for her, I definitely, who knows what my the situation would have been right now. I don't know if I would still be here, but I know God has a plan for me. That's why I'm still here, and I'm thriving through everything, man. Going through the works, So definitely a true blessing. But yeah, that was the thing. I was you know, how I was able to get past the struggles of, you know, I was in the hospital. Leg was broken. They had to fix my leg, and then they had to fix my spinal cord. So being able to you know, toughen through the tough times. I just remember having a I don't remember having a halo or anything like that, but they said they had a halo to keep my neck straight, and keep me from not moving my head around or anything like that. But yeah. So a halo, they have these halo where they like screw these screws into your head, and basically they keep you from not moving around, things like that. They keep you keep your head straight and things like that. The blessing about that is that I didn't have to have the halo in long. I didn't have to have the halo in long, so that was a true blessing. I'm very thankful, because that means everything that was going according to plan, as far as me being able to get through those tough times. and them being able to do the surgery, do the surgery real quickly, and letting me be able to you know, me being able to get the halo off quick. So the halo didn't last long at all. Didn't last long. It stayed in for maybe like couple couple days after they did the surgery, and then they were able to take the halo out. So you can kind of still see when I take off my hat. If you can rarely see the scars, So that was a true blessing, and because it wasn't in long, you don't even see like the screws. You can barely see them. You have to look very very closely in order to see the screws. So that was a true blessing, and I'm definitely thankful. Um, One of the things that I'm thankful for was the other nurse, my nurse. Her name is Tara. Nice, yeah. Giving my nurse a shout out, cause if it wasn't for her, who knows where I would be? Cause when I was in the hospital, I coded 3 times. I coded 3 times in the hospital, so she was able to bring me back and keep me breathing again and keep me stable. I had no idea what was going on because I was in and out of consciousness. So it's a true blessing that she was there. She was able to bring me back. I just remember I was not able to eat. I wasn't able to eat. I failed the swallow test. So I failed the swallow test twice. I failed it twice, and then the third time's a charm, cause I was able to finally pass the swallow test for the third time, and then I was able to eat. But even when I failed the swallow test, you know, nurses were nice enough to give me like some soft food, like some yogurt, some applesauce, so that way I wasn't just s- sipping on like water or like um, sucking on swabs and things like that. I was able to actually get a decent food in me. Um, I never forget when I first passed the swallow test. I was able to eat a pizza for the first time. And let me tell y'all, that was the nastiest pizza I've ever had in my life. I like my taste buds were still shot, so I was basically everything that I was eating was like cardboard. And I bet you if I was to eat that pizza now, probably be very good. But because I was, in the yeah, because my mouth and everything, my taste buds were shot. They weren't it wasn't tasting good and everything like that. Everything was taste tasting like cardboard. Everything was tasting weird and different. So yeah, and I was just wouldn't put anything down. I wouldn't put like any food down. There was some good food that they definitely had, but I wasn't able to taste it because my taste buds were completely shot. So I wasn't able to taste any food or nothing like that. When I was in, I was at um, when I was at Shepherd, they gave me some Jolly Ranchers, and I was able to eat those Jolly Ranchers, and that was the only thing that gave my taste buds a little bit of a spark, give them like a little shock, like, oh yeah, this is good. So I would like eat a whole 2 pounds, 2 pounds of Jolly Ranchers, and that was you know, the way that I was able to eat some food and things like that. After a while, after I was able to taste some things and stuff like that, I was able to eat my grandma's cooking, and I had some chili, and I had a lot of good food that my grandma made because she definitely put some spices in it, and it definitely needed to be some spices in order for me to process and for me to be able to taste some things. So I definitely was feeling better as far as eating things like that. And in order for them to take the G tube out of me, I had to get a balance and keep on eating to get to a certain weight. So when I get about one when I get about 135, like 135 pounds, because at first when I was in the hospital I went down because I wasn't eating. I couldn't eat anything, so I went down to about 98 pounds. Yeah, I went down to about 98 pounds, and that was the that was my weight when they weighed me and things like that. I was 98 pounds. So when they started giving me food, they had to put a feeding tube in me. And when they put the feeding tube in me, they were pumping my stomach with food. And I had to keep on eating in order to leave the hospital and be able to take the G tube out. And I hit that goal. I hit that goal, and I was able to get that weight. So I went from 98 pounds to 135 pounds. So I gained a lot, and they were able to take the G tube out right then and there. So I didn't come home with a G tube or nothing like that. I had the G tube in, but they took it right out because I hit my weight requirement. I was supposed to hit about 130, and I hit about 135. So that was good. So right now, you know, after years, my weight right now is about 168. I weigh about 168 right now. So my weight is still good. My weight is still, it's a lot better and things like that. So I'm eating good. I'm eating a regular diet. I'm staying strong and things like that, and not letting nothing tear me down. Because sometimes I just know it's been like a rough road for me, but I'm not gonna let nothing bring me down. This is me just telling my story, but yeah, I'm definitely glad that I was able to overcome what I overcome. Because when it came down to it, I just know that God just gave me a second chance of living, and I definitely know that I have a purpose. That's why I'm still here. And I know that when He created me, that He knew from the beginning what was going to happen in my life. He knew from the start. So everything was just in the right place at the right time. Being able to survive the car accident, even though I was unresponsive and things like that. Getting hit by a car, and just having the nurses come right out the Belloc Diner was able to, keep me breathing. Because usually a car going 60 miles per hour, there's no life after that. After you get hit by that car. And the thing that was kind of wild was that I got hit by the car, and I broke my neck in the windshield. Broke my neck in the windshield, and I was still on top of the car. I was still on top of the car while the car was still moving. So the windshield is completely cracked. It's cracked, and because the guy was going so fast, it wasn't until he hit another car, totaled that car, and then that's when I fell off that's when I fell off uh, his car. I fell off his car after he ran another car and totaled it completely. So it was, and because they had to block off that intersection, and it was in the 2010 Towson News, you know, and they definitely made it seem like it was pedestrian error and everything like that, that I was at fault. And like I said, I don't even remember crossing the intersection. I don't even know what happened as far as, me crossing the intersection or nothing like that. So the last thing I just remember was me just riding past the CD store. That was it. Me riding past walking by the CD store, and then it was 5:55 p.m. I just remember looking up at the sky. I just remember looking up at the sky, and that was my last memory. Looking up at the sky, I don't even remember crossing the intersection or nothing like that. And it's definitely like a 50-50 for me. It's a 50-50 for me because I kind of want to know what happened, but at the end of the day, your brain cuts off a piece of that memory for a reason, so that you don't have to deal with that trauma, PTSD, nothing like that. So I'm very fortunate that I don't have to, have that in my mind and relive that. So even though I want to know what happened, at the same time, I'm kind of fortunate that my brain was able to cut off uh, what was going on and what happened that day. Because I'm just thinking to myself, like, I just remember looking up at the sky and then waking up in the hospital. That was my last memory. Like, and I'm like asking, like, what happened? What happened? Why am I here? Why am I in the hospital? Why can I not move? What's going on? And I'm thinking this in my head because I wasn't able to talk. I wasn't able to talk, and I was trying to get some words out. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I see all my family members at the hospital. I'm just thinking about, like, what's going on. Why am I not able to talk? Why am I not able to move and things like that? Then the doctor tells me that I was hit in a car accident. I was hit by a car, so I was definitely, you know, feeling some type of way. It was tough for me. First year was very tough. Second year was a little bit more tough. So it definitely took me some time to get over, what was going on, and for me to not accept this, because I still don't accept this. But at the same time, I definitely know that I have a purpose, and I definitely have a lot of life to live. So I'm not letting this take me down. I'm not letting this stop me. So that's it. So because I'm, that type of person that just goes through the motions, I just don't let anything tear me down. I don't let anything tear me down. I don't let anything stop me from doing what I'm gonna do. Because I know deep down, and I know in my heart that I'm not gonna be in this wheelchair forever. I'm gonna live, and I'm gonna have the best life, and I know that I got more to live. I'm 31 years old right now, and I know that I still have tons and tons of life to live. So I'm definitely not gonna let this stop me. I'm not gonna let this stop. It's a little bump in the road, but we're gonna keep on moving. We're gonna keep on pushing. I'm gonna keep on thriving. Because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just keep on, living my best life, and I just know that everything is gonna be, good and going good for me, because I'm a true, they call me Miracle Mark for a reason. So I'm definitely a miracle, because there's no way that me going through what I went through, just blessed and fortunate to still be here. Being able to talk to you guys and being able to, share my story. But definitely am very, very grateful, for everything that I'm doing, and everything that I'm able to do. Very, very happy to be an inspiration to a lot of you, and I'm very, very thankful for all that you guys are doing for me, as far as, the support, the love, and everything like that. So I very, very, very uh, much appreciate you guys. You guys are definitely the ones that are keeping me through it. My family, the love and support that I have from my family, the wonderful people that are in my life that are taking very, very good care of me and things like that, keeping me up, so that one day when I'm, able to take those first steps. Take those first steps again. I know that it's gonna be a great moment, and I'm definitely gonna be able to share it, and hopefully one day I'm gonna be able to share my story with the world, because that's uh, that's one of the best things that uh, makes me happy, is to be able to share things with other people, so that they can see that no matter what you go through in life, you can be strong, you can be powerful, you can take what you gotta take, and just be able to focus, and do the best that you could do. If I can do it, you can do it. And no matter what you go through in life, there's gonna be some hardships, there's gonna be some bumps in the road, but you can take it, and you can overconquer it. You don't let it defeat you. Be able to, have a purpose. And be able to stay strong. It's gonna be a long road. Especially because the spinal cord and the brain are the longest to heal. So in order, and just keeping that in mind, just be hopeful. Be hopeful. Have faith, and know that this is not going to be the end. You're going to be able to conquer this, and you're going to be able to get through this. This is the best. This is the best time, to be hopeful. Be hopeful, because there's a lot of wonderful things happening. Good things are coming in place. You don't have to let this bring you down. Don't let it bring you down at all. You're gonna be strong. You're gonna be mighty because of this. So keep on keeping on. Just keep moving, because there's great things on the horizon. So just keep that in mind, and just know that you're someone special. You're awesome. You're amazing, and you know I definitely know that I've been through the ringer. And I'm still here, still fighting, still staying strong. Just keep on having this smile on my face, because I know that good things are gonna happen for me. So, but yeah, you guys, appreciate you guys, love you guys. Hope you have a good one. Okay, be safe.